Amy Khan here for Seconds Out with Hassan Azim ahead of his fight with Gustavo Lemos coming up very soon. Adam, great to see you. Obviously, a lot has happened, of course, recently in terms of the landscape at the world title scene, but you got your fight to concentrate on first. Lemos, is he someone who's been on your radar for a while? Have you watched him? Have you seen him? What do you think of him as a fighter?
Yeah, I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a very aggressive fighter, and then only one style he has, he's coming forward. So I like people who come forward. I love people who love to give it a go because it's easier for me to dissect them and knock them out.
Getting and stepping up to world title level, have you felt a difference, a shift in either it would be fighter IQ, the pressure you receive from a fighter, some of the tricks they have? Have you felt that when in your previous opponents, or have you just kind of taken to it?
I'm just taken to it now. Like, it's easier for me now because I've experienced that on my last fight, especially on the Kurt Scooby fight. He's the one who's just trash talking all the time. Just trash talking, coming at my face. It's good that I had the experience for that now because I'm used to it. Most of these American fighters, they love to trash talk. So for me to get it at this early in my stage is good.
On the path to becoming the 100% version of yourself, is there anything you feel you haven't faced yet? Is there any box that you feel personally that you want to tick off in terms of styles or experiences?
I think I've faced all the styles now. And I've faced a box star. I've faced a aggressive fighter. And now is the next stage in the world stage where he's fought Hitchison and he's fought Keyshawn. Now it's my turn, hopefully to get that stoppage win. And then, I want to win a world title. That's all in my head right now.
When it comes to, of course, rivalries and just speaking to part of your team as well too, Jake, they're dance partners. You have one ready-made in the form of Dalton Smith. Of course, you're forging your own career. But in the wake of his world title win, does the dime sort of shift to yourself to say, I'm going to come in and I'm going to knock out Lemos and show everyone?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to go in looking for the knockout. The knockout's going to come when you box. And, a lot of people, go into a fight thinking, I'm going to knock this guy out. But when you have that ability where, you're clever and you box to the knockout, then you get the victory as you want it.
Dalton then won the world title in impressive fashion. Were you impressed, Adam?
It was a good performance. I won't say I was superly impressed, but I think I'm very impressed that, he stood there and fought, Subriel Matias at his own game, which is, fair play to him. I thought it caught him really cold. It's good that he won the world title. It makes the fight bigger for both of us. And, my target right now is on 31st of Jan.
What were you expecting him to, or how were you expecting him to fight Subriel? Were you expecting him to box a bit more?
I thought he was going to box a bit more. That's probably the most I've seen Dalton throw that many punches in a fight. Dalton's more of a calculator fighter where, he likes to have that room and then likes to throw the shots, like calculated shots. This fight, I think he was just winging it and trying to, get Subriel Matias out there, but he done well to get that knockout.
A little bit of debate in terms of whether Dalton was in the fire, but whether he was getting burnt or not. Obviously, the commentators felt that he was getting broken down a little bit, whereas some also felt that he was getting the better, and he did, obviously, of course, get the better of Matias. How did you read it? Did you feel that he was risking a lot in there?
He was risking a lot in there, but I think the commentator was a bit biased, in my opinion. I think he was just in the favour of Subriel Matias the whole time. I don't think he talked really good, except from getting the knockout. But I think it was just getting very scrappy, the way the fight was. But he caught him cold, and that's when he was actually boxing. When he boxed in that round, he got that knockout.
In a way, you just kind of said essentially that Dalton sort of showed his hand further of what he could do in the ring, not something we haven't seen before. Obviously, that's opposition dependent. This style of Dalton Smith, how do you feel it fares against what you've shown in the ring so far?
To be fair, look, Dalton's more of a boxer. He's more of a calculated fighter. But I think when you got a fighter like Subriel Matias and you go into war with him, and you just have to grind it out, then in that occasion, he went into a war. He straight away went out his game plan. Didn't listen to obviously his dad, but it just went into war. And I'll give him that.
That's a fight, of course, that the UK wants. I'm sure that'll be on your radar outside of Lemos and further, of course, with other world titles as well too. But when asked about it, Dalton he sort of I guess he wasn't pinning himself to the prospect of taking you on next. There's a talk about him having a homecoming, maybe Ritson Hitchens or whoever, but not specifically, yes, I want Adam Azim. How do you feel about that?
To be fair, look, when you're a world champion, then you can do what you like. When I win a world title, then I'll be like, I want unification with Dalton. That's the fight everyone wants to see. But I've got a job to do on 31st first.
In terms of then the plans of the year, is it this final fight and then it's the world title scene for yourself? Then it's getting that world title opportunity?
Probably this fight. This fight will put me up ranking number IBF number 2. So after this fight, then we'll fish for the IBF world title, hopefully. So that's the plan.
How do you feel you fare against someone like Hitchens, outside of, obviously, of course, talking about Dalton, but do you feel that he's any trickier or different from Dalton?
Not really. I think he's more easier than any other fighter out there, because I think when I do face him one day, then you'll see what kind of fighter I am.
I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of news and notes. Of course, we had the big news happen at the back end last year, which is, of course, the tragedy that befell Anthony Joshua. Just seeing that news, for a lot of people, they saw that news and thought maybe it was fake, but then, of course, it turned out to be real, and obviously he's dealing with a lot internally. But when that news came to you, how did you take it?
It's very tragic for Anthony Joshua, losing on two of his best mates. Rest in peace to Lats and Sinner. Both incredible men. I met Lats in Dubai when I was back in last year February, and Anthony Joshua, I feel really sorry for him, and my prayers are with AJ, Lats, and Sinner, and it was just very heartbreaking, especially for AJ and the family as well. So my prayers are with them.
What was Lats like when you met him?
Very, very nice guy. Very, very humble. Very nice. Very likable. Such an incredible man, and he's like a lot of people I know that know him really well. They said he's such an incredible man, and he is a very good, really, really good man. And even Sinner, I heard about him as well. So he, rest in peace to both of them.
Very lastly, Adam, I can't leave you without talking about Hassan Azim finally getting his career back on track. What can we expect to see from Hassan, who, of course, wants to get going?
Yeah, he's going to put out a great performance. He's back in action, and he's ready to put on a show. So, he's, getting his development up, and he's ready to put on a show.
How's it been like? Just, of course, your career's been going up and been going smooth, whereas Hassan himself has had that bit of turbulence. Have you had those conversations kind of like behind the scenes, say, you got to take time and it will come, of course, but what has those conversations been like between the two of you?
I think he knows what he's going to do in his career. I think he wants to win a title, like a British title or a European or Commonwealth, something like that. So he's going to take that route. So, yeah.
Adam, pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring. Thanks for